Hello, it's me again. It's Joelle. This is video 4. What I would like to talk about in this video is applying for Social Security. Most people that have mental health issues and drug abuse issues, most likely you are going to be able to apply for Social Security disability. This can be a long, tedious process. I myself am in this process right now, and I've already been denied one time. I've now hired an attorney. Whenever you first apply for Social Security, most people do it online, or if you're not able to do it online, you can call the 1-800 number, and they do have somebody assist you in filling out the application. Most people do get denied the first time. That's just the way that it is. Most people do have to have an attorney assist them with this. Whenever I first applied, all I basically did was fill out an application, and then they sent me a paperwork for me to fill out in order to let them access my records, my mental health records from the facility that I go to. That's all that they did. Now, they sent me a letter of denial, and you have, I believe it's 60 days to continue that application to ask for an appeal. Whenever you do this, it's best to hire an attorney. Most attorneys that deal with Social Security disability, they do not take any money from you up front. They only take money if they win their case. Now, here in Florida, they can take anywhere between 15 up to 25%. The cap in the state of Florida is 25%. That's the most that they can take from you, and that's what, if you do get disability, that's the back pay. The back pay starts from the date of your application. That's only, what do I say, in play, I guess, if you follow through with what they say. If you get that letter of denial and it gives you that 60 days for appeal, if it takes you longer than 60 days to do the appeal, you have to restart your application process all over again. Okay? So whenever you get that letter, because you're going to get denied the first time, whenever you get that letter, talk to an attorney as soon as you get that letter. It doesn't take much, okay? They're going to have you come in, they're going to sit down, and they're going to ask you a couple of questions. My appointment took a total of 15 minutes. I think I waited longer in the lobby than it actually took me with the attorney. So, but this time around, I have received, oh Lord, all of this paperwork right here is paperwork that Social Security has sent me to get filled out. Now, I'm just going to go through some of this real quick with you so that you can know what to expect. I didn't get any of this whenever I did it by myself, whenever I just put in the application. This is all the paperwork that I've got sent to me since I hired the attorney, and I have the attorney helping me. One of the first things that I had to do was general information. This is stuff like describe your day, what you do from the time you wake up to the time you go to bed. Do you take care of anyone? Do you take care of pets or animals? Does anyone help you take care of anyone or pets or animals? What were you able to do before your illness? Explain your illness and injuries. Do you prepare meals? Do you groom? Do you do housework? Do you do yard work? Shopping, money, how do you take care of money if you take care of money? Hobbies, interests, social activities. And then there's a little list of everything that you can do and can't do, and you just mark that off. Let's see. The next section that I had to do was job history. They want the last 15 years of your job history, okay? So they're going to give you a piece of paper. On that first piece of paper, you list everything, and then they're going to give you an individual piece of paper. I'm just going to show it real quick because it's got personal information on it. But they're going to give you like 10 of these, and you fill out one for each job that you had, okay? For each job that you put on the first paper, you fill it out, and it asks stuff like, describe the job. In this job, how many hours a day did you walk, stand, sit, climb, stoop, kneel, crouch, crawl, blah, blah. Carrying and lifting things. What's the heaviest thing you lifted? How frequently did you lift it? Did you supervise people? Blah, blah, blah. And then every paperwork that they give you, they're going to give you a section 8. And that's just to write in anything that you feel will help with the information regarding to what this packet's about. Now that's packet 2. This right here is packet 3, and this is called the supplemental pain questionnaire, and it's asking you about different pains. I personally have a lot of stress, so I carry a lot of stress in my neck and in my upper back, so it asks you about that. Let's see. The next one is supplemental anxiety questionnaire, because I suffer from anxiety, and it asks you things like when did you start having your attacks? What was the date of your last anxiety attack? What relieves your symptoms? In your own words, giving as many details as possible. Describe what happens during an attack. Include what kinds of thoughts you have and what this makes you do. And then the last one is third-party contact. This is going to be 3 people that know you, that know you and deal with you every single day. So this right here is what I've had to fill out just since I had the attorney. You have 10 days from the date of receiving this in the mail. So it'll be sent out. You'll probably get like 4 to 5 days after the date that it's sent out, and they give you 10 days from that 4 or 5 day period to get this mailed or faxed into them. And that is very important that you do that. Your attorney does not need to help you with this. Social Security wants you to do this in your own words. They want you to fill it out in your handwriting. If you're not able to fill it out, there is on the very last page of each packet, there is a paper for, if you just aren't able to write that much, or if, you have learning disabilities and just aren't able to put, thoughts and sentences together in order to answer these kind of questions, and you need help filling it out, your attorney can help you do that. But all they're going to do is you're going to tell them what to put on the paper, and they're going to write it for you, basically. Whenever you do that, just so that you know, my attorney let me know that I did have a physical done, but it was just heart, throat, ears type physical. Whenever I put in the first application, when I did it by myself, my attorney let me know that after I get this paperwork filled out and turned in, that she was going to request a mental health physical for me. And that means that I'm going to see a mental health doctor that the Social Security uses. I didn't do that the first time. That's something that the attorney is going to request for me. My attorney is also going to request that I have a hearing. Now, here in Florida, she let me know that right now the hearing dates, if I got all my paperwork done and was seen by the doctor today, it would probably be a year before I would be able to have that appointment, that hearing. And the person that does your hearing and makes the judgment on the second part of your disability after you hire the attorney is not going to be the person that had the decision in your first decision of the denial and the disability. Some people, this can take 2, sometimes 3 tries, so don't get discouraged with it. If you really do have a disability and you really are unable to work and, do things in your daily life, disability is definitely something to look into. Disability also, this is what I'm looking for disability for. It's not that I'm not able to work, but it's that I need help with my medical expenses. So far, I've been able to get 2 years, almost 2 years worth of my mental health for free. I pay $5 for my prescriptions. I take 5 prescriptions a month. So I can pay for the prescriptions, but if I was to actually have to pay for my doctor's visits, it would be like $90. And that's, making no money and not being able to have funds available, resources available through the place that I go. If their resources run out, their funds run out for me, then I would have to pay $90 a doctor's visit. I would have to pay $120 for my therapist visit. So even if you are able to work, look into disability, because they have different sections of disability that, will be able to help cover some things. If you aren't able to work, then it'll cover everything. If you are able to work some hours, then it'll kick in a little enough to be able to cover your medical. So don't get discouraged with disability. Just do what you're supposed to do. Contact an attorney. Keep in touch with your attorney. Do what your attorney asks you to do. Make sure you do everything within the time frame, because if you don't, you'll have to reapply, and then that sets your benefits back. So I applied last year in June. Being since I've kept up with everything, my back pay starts from last year in June. Now, whenever I got that letter of denial, if I wouldn't have complied with the appeal in 60 days, that means that the date that I did send in the appeal, that whenever I reapply, that will be your back date. Now, your back date's very important because you get paid from the time that you put in the application. So if they grant you disability, the day that you did your application is the day that they're going to go for the back pay. That could be anywhere from a couple $100s to a couple $1,000. And the way that the disability system is going right now, especially here in Florida, you're looking at the thousands of dollars. So that's always a nice chunk of change. Well, after your attorney takes their fee. But that's what I have to say on Social Security disability. Thank you. Blessed.